It has been raining for the last 2 days. The batteries are down to 51%. It's a really good opportunity for me to get the generator turned on, fired up, and used for the first time before we're in the middle of a snowstorm or something like that. So I'm going to go in the shop, use the app on my phone to turn the generator on, and see how long it takes for the propane. There's probably still a little bit of air in the gas line, so it's going to probably have to cycle a couple times. But I'm real curious to see how loud it is in the shop now that I've got the ceiling in and all the insulation in. So I'm going to go to the shop and use the Cummins app on my phone and turn the generator on. So the batteries are at 50%. I'm going to let it run for a couple of hours. That should bring it up enough. And by tomorrow, when the sun comes up, it'll make up the difference. We're kind of at a place with our solar system where we don't necessarily need more batteries, but we definitely need more solar panels. And so I've got to figure out where I can put at least one, if not two more arrays of about 9 panels each. Now that the propane tank is out of the way, once I get the rock retaining wall built, I may build some sort of a parking cover right next to it that I can put some solar panels on. As far as the Cummins 20 kilowatt backup generator is concerned, we're online, it's running great. I no longer have to worry about those 100-pound propane tanks freezing up like they did all winter last year. So now that we have everything on that bobtail propane tank, it's one less thing to worry about. I can control the generator with my phone. I typically try not to run it at night, but if you hear how quiet it is right now, if somebody was sleeping out here, I think they could probably sleep through it. And I still have to blow in the insulation in the attic, so it should be even quieter in here once that's done. So,
thank you to AG1 for sponsoring today's video.
AG1 is a foundational nutritional supplement that supports whole body health.
It combines what you would normally get from multiple individual supplements into one simple, more effective way. We love to drink it first thing in the morning in 8 to 10 ounces of water. I add ice and a splash of lemon, and Heath likes to drink it with cold water only. Store your canister in the fridge for optimal freshness.
With one scoop, you get a daily dose of probiotics, magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin C, and zinc.
AG1 supports gut health, focus and energy, stress and mood balance, immune health, and my favorite, healthy aging.
I have found with the way I work, when I miss my daily dose of AG1, I really feel that afternoon crash. With AG1, I can go all day long.
Click our link for a free 1-year supply of AG vitamin D3 plus K2 plus 5 free travel packs with your first purchase of AG1.
Well, it's a new week around here at Red Poppy Ranch, and I'm trying every chance I get to get the high fence pin completely finished before the ground freezes, and I have to wait until next year to get this finished. If I can at least get the posts in the ground before it freezes, I should be fine. I used to enjoy using the manual handheld auger that I used everywhere else around here to put in fence posts. But at some point along the way, my body caught up with my brain, and sitting in the skid steer, drilling holes in the ground, naturally makes this much, much easier. But it looks like I forgot to set the parking brake. I can just about get the skid steer on any angle that I need to and still drill the hole straight up and down if I pay attention to what I'm doing. I have to follow the auger with the skid steer a little bit and move it back and forth. But drilling a 3-foot deep hole with a skid steer as opposed to the handheld auger takes only seconds, and my back does not pay the price. And I drilled about 35 holes in less than 35 minutes, which would have taken me a couple days with the hand auger, but I wouldn't have been able to stand up straight for a week. So it's all about having the right tools, and that skid steer is one of them. Our little border collie heeler mix, Willie, is the best dog a guy could ask for. He's about as loyal as he can possibly be until I start working, and then he gets bored and he wanders off and chases the cats. But he sure is a fun dog, and he has served his purpose perfectly around here. Now it's kind of hard to explain at the moment, but this is going to be the corner of the big pen and the corner of a small pen. The state of Idaho requires that I have 2 separate pens, and I'm going to accomplish that right here. So this smaller pen should be a place where we can back up and unload and get the animals acclimated to their new settings before we turn them loose. We're trying to keep this simple as we're going through a major learning curve, and this front pasture will end up being right about 1 acre in size. And assuming it goes as well as I think it will, I'm going to turn the hill behind the house into one big pen. I believe that the secret to a long, healthy life is hard physical work. It's the only way I feel like I've actually accomplished anything. I have to burn some calories and lay my head down at night feeling like I accomplished something. But it's also important to work with a purpose. and building this high fence pen so we can have cervids, which again could include reindeer, which are essentially captive caribou, elk, or fallow deer, or red deer, and potentially a couple other species as well. It seems like the older I get, these projects seem to take a little bit longer. I don't move quite as fast as I once did. I feel it longer than I used to. But the end result is the same. And the end result is I'm happy with this thing that I accomplished. And so I keep doing them. It is so important to me to have purpose and to have projects that support that purpose around it. It almost doesn't matter what the projects are as long as I have them. I have to stay busy, I have to stay focused, and I have to sweat. These seem to be the things that bring balance to my life. We now live in a world that is about as out of balance as it probably ever has been. The world would have you believe that the future is uncertain at best. There are no homes, there are no loans, interest rates are high, your credit is bad, and there is no hope for the future. I'm here to tell you that I disagree completely, and that I believe the future is bright if you're willing to work for it. I'm also here to tell you that it appears I got a fingerprint on the lens of the camera from my oily gloves. Okay, this is a fairly standard 80,000 BTU shop heater that I've already converted over to propane. I've already pre-wired with an electrical plug, so when I get it up where it needs to go, all I have to do is plug it in. And I've made sure that everything is ready to go as far as brackets. And the issue is I have to get this 80-pound heater 16 feet up in the air. So my plan, because we've had, again, some more rain, is to get the shop finished up. There's only a few things left to do in getting a shop heater in here now that we have the propane and the bobtail propane tank online, all that stuff. So I want to be able to heat the shop. I've got a pretty big project truck that I'm about to start on, and I don't want to suffer out here anymore like I used to when I would work on stuff out here. So shop heater goes in, then I'm going to blow in some insulation over the attic. But I first need to get this in and just make sure that everything's good to go with the heater. So this is the part in the project where I decide if I'm going to overcomplicate things or not. That 3/4 inch gas line is hanging down about 2 inches too far. If I unthreaded that gas line and put a shorter piece of pipe in there, I could get that furnace even higher up against the ceiling, which would accomplish absolutely nothing. It's perfectly fine like it is right there, but there's part of me that goes, it would look better if that gas pipe terminated at the same level that the B vent did. So now I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes trying to decide if I'm going to do this or not. That's the real kicker. Come out. I asked Cedar to come outside and just offer her perspective on the location of the furnace. So I don't know if you want to get up there and look at it from the angle that I looked at it from, but as far as the direction it's going to blow, to me, that's perfect. But the thing is, you can see a little bit of the ductwork and the gas line from up on top.
I was hoping you were going to ask me to play a game of Jenga up there.
Oh, you like my... Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to look at it because it might fall. And then being set on a 45 like that, you don't have a problem.
I like that it's black. So you got to build a stand or something for it to go?
No, it's going to hang. I have all thread, and I'm going to get up in the attic. It's going to hang, which should make it quiet, a tiny bit quieter. I thought about getting like isolators and stuff for it, but I don't think the fan's that bad. I'm excited to not. I'm telling you, I'm excited like I haven't been excited in a while because because I can pull my trucks and crap in here and work on it without my tips of my fingers falling off. So
perfect.
I just have to fix the seal around the garage door. That's it. I'll bring you back out here when I'm done this. So, thank you. Good work. Don't chase the cats, baby. Don't chase the cats. Come here. Come here, Benjamin. Stop. No. Get off of him. You okay? You okay? Just don't chase the cats, okay? Don't chase the cats. This is where we park vehicles when we spray it off. Because we want the water to go downhill, but we've ended up with kind of a puddle here and a couple of puddles with all the little dirt work I've been doing with the propane and the water lines and different things. It looks like it's going to dry out one last time next week, and I'm going to get the excavator over here and try and push a few little ditches so I have like a a ditch that'll stay forever, so water will just drain out that front yard and get rid of these puddles. And then I hope we have enough time to get some gravel. That's the last thing that we need to do, is get probably 3 or 4 loads of gravel, and then I'm gonna try and take some of that gravel back behind the shop and get rid of as much mud as I possibly can. While using an old antique plumb bob that one of you guys sent me, I marked the location for the all-thread rod that's going to support the heater from the attic. Now I'm going to get up in the attic, and on the other end of this all-thread, I'm going to put some 2x4s, and I'm actually just going to tighten the nuts and lift the heater off of these blocks and run it up there about another 1.5 inches. I think I can actually go about 1.5 inches more. And then I need to run thermostat wire, and then I should be done in the attic up there. Let me just tell you how much I wasn't looking forward to doing this particular job. Crawling back into the tight roof to make the connections to the all-thread wasn't fun. Okay, that's what I ended up with. I got unistrut supporting 3 points, and then the last piece of unistrut I ended up running into the bottom of this truss. I've got everything screwed together and taped, and I just want to get it up there and hopefully make the connection on both ends. Hopefully it goes in without too many issues, and then I just need to make the connection for the gas line, and then we're good to go. So. My wife's grandfather lived to be 93 years old, and at the ripe old age of 72 is when he built his last 1,200 square foot adobe home in southern Arizona. So just so you're aware, 26 years from now when I turn 72, we're going to start a new series called The Last House. We hope to see you there. All right, all I have left to do is to turn the gas valve on and plug the cord in. I don't want the cord hanging if possible. Well, I don't want too many. I think I gotta go throw out the thermostat, and I think we're ready to go. I ended up putting the thermostat over here, which is just far enough away from the furnace that it should be perfect. It's trying to light. That's the igniter. Nope, didn't get it. Let's try it again. It's probably got some air in the line.
So does it use any electricity?
A little bit, just for the fan.
Oh. Hey, what are you doing? Really, you see the kitty?
On our upcoming video, things are going to get fun here in the next 2 weeks. The second part of my project truck shows up. The second piece of the puzzle, the other truck, shows up on Monday. And I have a little bit of wire to stretch on the high fence pin. And then I just got to build some gates. And I'm only going to build 2 gates, 2 sets of gates initially. I got a phone call from the previous owner a little bit earlier, just kind of checking in with me, and he wanted to know a time frame. He's ready to get him up here. He's kind of been in limbo for over a year now. So in the next 2 weeks, we're going to get the animals hauled up here and get them acclimated. And I still need to build a shelter for them to keep them out of the snow and the rain and the wind. It was a pain to crawl way back into the attic into the corner of the attic to get that done, but I love how it turned out. It turned out perfect. I'm still on the hunt for my pool table I'm trying to find. I've had a couple of opportunities to go and get one, but it was a little bit further away than I wanted to go. So anyway, the kids were excited. Callie and Reed were both excited to know that all they got to do is come out here and throw a switch and they can play ping pong or something like that, assuming I can get my tools off the ping pong table. So. Because we live on the side of a mountain, naturally we don't have a whole lot of flat ground. And when you're stretching 8-foot high field fence, it can be a little bit challenging. What I have found is rather than trying to get it as tight as I can, it's better to come back and tighten the fence up where it's needed. I put a few of these H braces in the fencing so I can come back and tighten up the little sections of fencing as I need to, and that makes a big difference. I'm going to put 2 sets of double gates in, and double gates wide enough that I can drive the skid steer or the excavator through it. And one of those sets of double gates is going to be right here by this tree. I'm also going to build a small portable shelter of some kind where the animals can be comfortable and they can get out of the weather. It is really hard to imagine what this used to look like before I moved all the dirt that I did, but all I can say now is moving that dirt has paid off, because the way the two properties come together, to me it looks just like the way Mother Nature would have done it originally. All of the grass seed that I put in a few weeks ago was actually coming up and doing very well, and it's still coming up well in the places I'm not driving the skid steer. But I think I'm going to put one more batch of seed down on the grass before the ground freezes, and then springtime should be fun around here. I'm getting really excited to get this thing going. It has been raining for the last 2 days and it's a little bit too wet to move the equipment around, but it's not too wet for me to get out and finish tying off the corners, which almost takes more time than stretching the fence. This is the part that I hate simply because it's just hard on the hands, but when it's finally done, I'm always happy I take the time. On next week's video, the high fence pin will be done, the gates will be built, and we will be that much closer to getting the party started. We'll see you soon.